everybody, welcome to our newest video here at Alkali Hockey. This is a process of heat fitting our skates. 9-minute heat fit. We've got beautiful Emily Dorn here, sister of our newest athlete, Joey Dorn, here to test out and show you how to do our heat fit system. Step one in the heat fit process, let's make sure you turn your oven on, but most importantly, let's take out the footbeds inside the skate. One of the myths is that you have to take the wheels off the skates. It's absolutely not the case. Leave the wheels on. Take the footbed out, make sure that it's out and secured so that you don't melt it inside the skate. But make sure that you can leave the, you leave the wheels on. There's absolutely no reason to take them off. Our friends at Lebeda have tested these wheels up to 25 minutes in a heat fit oven. They're heated up in the process of making them, so you do not have to take your wheels off, and it saves you about 25 minutes of time during the heat fit process. Most important thing when they come out of the oven, don't touch the chassis, don't touch the eyelets. You will burn yourself. When you do this, if you're a sock wearer, make sure you wear socks. If you don't wear socks during the heat fit process, just make sure you're careful with the eyelets, because you'll have some really bad blisters if they actually catch your skin. So I'm going to pull one out at a time. Once I pull one out, I'm going to put the footbed in. We're going to put it on her foot. Leave the other one in the oven. It's important because obviously you don't want it to cool down, so let the other one, whatever one you're not doing, stay in the oven. Grab the correct footbed. I've done it before. You'll do it backwards. It's no fun. Your footbed goes sideways. Make sure you shut the oven back down. Emily, this is your left foot first. So when you put this on, let's make sure that you don't slam it down. Make sure the laces are undone properly. Get your foot in there. Put a little pressure on your heel. Emily, if you can pull back as far as you can without kicking it. And when you do this, one of the important things is when you pull the eyelets, make sure you're pulling out as opposed to up. If somebody's not doing it for you, it's a little bit harder. But as you tighten these, tighten them up as tight as you possibly can, and pull out away from the eyelets so that you don't stretch them out for any reason. So we're going to get these as tight as we possibly can on Emily's foot, one at a time here, and make sure that you're not rocking inside the boot, you're not wiggling your toes, you don't want to do any of that stuff. So just leave them as flat as possible. Make sure that the tongues are inside and the tongues are snug. Get all the way up to the top eyelet. Even if for some of you guys you don't do the top eyelet, make sure during the heat fit process that you do it up. It actually ends up forming the cuff around your ankle, and even if you don't use it during when you play, it'll still have some formability to your ankle and the upper eyelet facing. Okay, we'll go to skate 2 here real quick. I might be a little faster on that one. There we go. Put your mitt inside there. Tongues are straight, almost to the top, and this is the most important part of the heat fit process. It's really imperative. The misconception is that you just sit here with your feet up like this for 10 or 15 minutes while the boots cool down. Well, what really ends up happening is if you don't put any pressure on your feet, no different than if I take my hand, and hopefully the camera will show this, I take my hand here, when I press on there you can see my hand actually gets wider as I put pressure on it. So what we're going to do at this point, I'm going to ask her to stand straight up. When she stands up, I don't want her to rock back and forth or bend your knees. We're just trying to flatten out the bottom of your feet to flatten out the bottom of the skate. So put it here and go straight up, and just stand in this position, straight kneed. What this is doing is it's expanding the bottom of your foot, which actually expands the base of the outsole to give you that expanded space in there. A lot of times when you heat fit and you just sit, and then you try, it cools down with it in this view. You're trying to get this view so that you get a little bit more volume in the bottom of the skate so you don't have hot spots when you play. So we're going to stand like this for about 2 minutes, not rocking back and forth. Again, you can damage the outsole. You can also damage, you can increase the skate on the side, how soft it is right now if you start rocking back and forth. So straight up and down, and make sure that you're putting as much pressure downward as possible. The other thing that you can do if you've got somebody with you that can help you, you can grab the back of the boot and really kind of massage the boot into the Achilles area to give it a little bit more formability in the back side of the skate. You can pressure the eyelets, you can push down, a lot of different things if you've got somebody with you that knows what they're doing. Hot yet?
Yeah.
Good.
Feels good.
Alright, we're taking they're cooled down, the boots cooled down. You can tell by just the ability to kind of squish it a little bit more, whether or not it's going to compress, and it's not compressing anymore. So she's been in these for about 10, 12 minutes. You can sit longer if you'd like. One of the important things is as you pull these off, you're still pulling out. The quarters are still a little bit malleable, so you want to make sure that you don't just rip at them and start pulling everything off. Make sure that you pull the tongue out a bit and take it out at the heel, as opposed to just yanking it off at the toe. Once we get these done, so these are actually heat fit. We want to let them sit for at least 12 to 15 hours. Potentially, if you could, let them sit for 24. I know a lot of people are anxious to wear them right away, but they really should sit from anywhere from 14 to 24 hours. Just to kind of recap, you've got 9 minutes in the oven. Make sure you take the footbeds out. Leave the wheels on. Don't let anybody tell you got to take them off. The shop owner is going to love you when you tell them you don't have to take the wheels off. Make sure that you stand after you tie them up, and make sure you're pulling out as opposed to up when you do that. Again, stand for about 2 minutes. Sit back down for 10 to 15, anywhere in that range until you get a little bit cooled down. Don't touch the eyelets. Don't touch the chassis, because you will burn your fingers. Put them back in the box, tie them up a little bit, leave them overnight for about 24 hours. When you get out the next day, open your box and go get them.